Thunder rolled like the voice of angry gods across the small town. The people gathered by the river, their feet sinking into wet earth, their hearts trembling at the sight before them. 3 small bodies lay still, their skin pale, their mouths quiet forever. Beside them, a woman fell to her knees and screamed, her voice cutting through the storm. The crowd murmured. Some hid their faces, some crossed their arms. Words spread like smoke in the wind, words heavy with judgment and fear. They ate from her madam's house, whispered one. She brought food not meant for the poor, said another. The spirits do not forgive such things, muttered an elder. The woman shook her head wildly, tears mixing with the rain. Her hands reached toward the sky as if begging it to undo what had been done. Her voice broke as she cried. It was only leftovers. I only wanted them to eat. The people stepped back. The sound of thunder grew louder, as if the heavens themselves had heard her plea. The chief's staff struck the ground, calling for silence. The villagers watched her, their faces filled with fear, sorrow, and something deeper belief. Someone in the crowd spoke, soft but clear enough to carry above the rain. Some food fills the belly, the voice said, and some curses the soul. The words hung in the air like a spell. Even the wind went quiet for a moment. The people lowered their eyes. The woman's sobs echoed through the village, and the river carried them away. The thunder rolled again. The villagers turned back one by one, whispering to each other. Their fear of hunger now joined by a fear of the unseen. And by the river, only the mother remained, her cries fading with the storm. Her heart broken, her spirit marked forever. Thunder rolled like an angry drum above the small town. The air trembled. People rushed to the river's edge, their hearts heavy with fear. On the ground lay 3 children, their bodies still, their lips stained with what once gave them joy. Beside them, a mother cried, her voice breaking the silence of the crowd. The people whispered. Words spread faster than the wind. They ate the food she brought from her madam's house. The officer's tone sharpened. Did your maid take any food home? Her eyes turned to the guard. Answer, he hesitated, then whispered, yes, she took some. The woman's face hardened. Then the gods have punished her theft. The villagers murmured. The gods are angry. The food was cursed. The mother fell to her knees. I didn't know. I just wanted to feed them. The officer's face darkened, but he said nothing. The rich woman turned away. She stole. Now she pays. That night, the old woman walked to the herbalist hut. The air smelled of smoke and secrets. Tell me, Baba, she said, why did it kill them? The old man stirred his pot. The food was bound by charm. The mistress tied her wealth to her spirit. Any poor soul who eats without her blessing pays with blood. The woman's eyes widened. So hunger brought death? He nodded slowly. Love can blind the hungry. By sunset, the story spread like fire. The rich woman feeds the gods with the poor, people whispered. Mothers warned their children not to beg at her gate. Servants fled before night fell. Her house, once loud with laughter, grew silent. The village split in whispers. Some said the mother's hunger cursed her. Others said the mistress's greed cursed them all. The chief looked into the distance. Truth hides behind fear, he said. But everyone knew something dark had entered their land, and the gods were watching. The night was thick and the air heavy with warning. Then came the sound, deep, sharp, and steady. Dum-dum, dum. The people woke in fright. Doors opened, eyes peered through the dark. The drums rolled again, louder now, shaking hearts awake. Who? Drums for the dead? Someone whispered. Another voice trembled. No burial was announced. The wind carried the rhythm through every path and hut. No one moved closer. No one dared. The sound came from Madame Busy's gate, the one place the night avoided. Then the drums stopped. A breath later, a figure rose from the shadows. Lay her beside her children, said the chief, his voice low. Heads bowed. The drums thudded once more. Ash met water and silence followed. Women began to sing, their voices trembling like wind through dry leaves. The song carried both pain and peace. Her love fed them. And killed them, whispered one, wiping her tears into the dust. A man stood apart from the crowd. His eyes were empty, his heart heavier than the drums. If only I had stopped her, he muttered, his words lost in the river's whisper. The drums slowed, then stopped. The river kept flowing, but the village held its breath. The next morning, the man packed a small bag. The square watched in silence. No one spoke. No one stopped him. An old woman stepped forward, her staff tapping the ground. The gods have long memories, she said. Do not carry her spirit with you. He looked at her, eyes clouded with sorrow. I already do. Then he turned and walked into the mist. The sound of his steps faded, leaving only the echo of her warning. The big house stood silent. No smoke, no laughter, only wind through broken windows. The walls that once shone now whispered of fear. No one goes near that place, said a young man. That house eats souls. Another added, even the rats have fled. The gates rusted. Grass rose tall, swallowing the path. Yet some nights a single drumbeat rolled through the darkness. Dum, dum. Dum number one knew who played? None dared to ask. The sound always stopped at midnight when the wind carried the faint cry of a woman's voice. Children sat close to the fire, their eyes wide and bright. "Tell us again," a boy said. "The story of the hungry maid?" The elder nodded slowly. "She stole to feed love," he said, "but love cannot fill a cursed plate." The flames crackled, painting their faces in gold and shadow. "Some hunger is of the body," came a soft voice from the dark, "and some is of the soul." The children drew closer to the fire, silent now. Outside, the drums began once more, faint, distant. Fading into the wind, the name they carried was soft but clear. Night settled over the land as sparks danced above the fire. The children leaned close, their eyes bright with wonder. "In our land," said the old woman, her voice slow and steady, "every action feeds a spirit." A small voice broke the hush. "But how can food feed death?" The fire popped. Shadows moved. "Because," she said, her tone firm, "what we take in secret may feed death instead of life." The flames swayed as if they too listened. The night held its breath, waiting for more. The children sat still, their faces lit by gold and smoke. The old woman's eyes glimmered like embers. "Remember," she said softly, "the spirits watch even in silence." The wind stirred the fire once, and the tale began to live. "Two women," she began, "two choices." Her voice deepened as the flames grew taller. One used charms to guard her wealth. One used love to guard her children. The fire hissed. No one spoke. Even the crickets fell silent. "Both lost everything," she said. "The gods teach balance. Never take what isn't given." A child's voice trembled. "So, love can still bring death." The woman nodded slowly. "Only when love blinds the eyes and pride deafens the ears." The fire cracked again. Its sparks rose, like spirits climbing toward the stars. "The gods are not cruel," she added. "They only return what the heart gives." The children bowed their heads, each word sinking deep. The night listened, heavy with wisdom. Seasons passed, but the story stayed. At every harvest feast, elders told it again. "Greed and pride eat faster than hunger," they would say. Mothers warned their daughters, "Do not take from the proud when your bowl is empty." Fathers told their sons, "Even kindness must walk with wisdom." Children repeated the chant by the river, their laughter mixing with memory, the maid who fed love and met death. The story became law, carried in song and silence. Those who forgot soon remembered when misfortune knocked, and so the tale lived, not on paper or stone, but in the hearts of those who listened. The river flowed beside them, murmuring the same lesson. Life must always pay its balance. The old woman's voice softened. "Never curse what you don't understand." The fire dimmed, glowing red like sleeping spirits. The children leaned closer, but she said no more. Ashes shifted. The night grew still. Then her words came again, faint but strong. "Every act feeds a spirit. Choose which one you serve." The flames sank low, breathing their last light into the dust. One by one the children rose, silent, thoughtful. The wind caught the last spark and carried it beyond the huts, over the trees into tomorrow. And as it faded, the name of the maid whispered once more through the night. "Amara, somewhere." A drum beat once, slow and deep. The tale was done, but its spirit remained, waiting for another fire, another voice, another listener.